Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Hope you've all had a good week. Hope you have all had a good week. Hope you've all had a good weekend. Sorry for the slightly late start this evening. Hope everybody's well. Tonight is very much a build-up to England back in action finally against Andorra. Not the most exciting games, granted, but well, one of them could be actually quite an interesting test, couldn't it? But yeah, let's see how we get on. The England squad as well, we'll have a quick look at that. And obviously the Lionesses. We've got to talk about the Lionesses and the under-21s because their tournaments are starting pretty soon. And obviously what I'm going to do is, because I have been promising people some live streams and things like that, so I'm going to break down in terms of the games I'll be live streaming, do watch-alongs for, because it'd be great if you guys can join me. Some of them, though, I am away the last week of August, so there's a couple of games I won't probably be able to do, but and I've got a wedding on one day, I think, as well. So let's see. There is an issue with my chat, by the way, as well, so I can see the chat, but I can't see it on my separate window now for some reason, so I can only see it on my screen as it comes through. So I'll be reading it at the same time you guys do. So, Gate 102, evening, Gary, hope you've had a good week. I have, mate, hope you have too. Felix, good evening, mate. Tom Briscoe, Andrew Joyce, welcome all, welcome all. So, first off, who's going to Barcelona? Who's going to Andorra? England versus Wales tickets will be on sale, I believe, next week, which is horrendous timing yet again from the FA. I mean, they don't care, do they? They just don't care, regardless of the fact that people are absolutely shelling out a huge amount of money to go to Barcelona to watch England play. They literally put England versus Wales on, a game that is 4 months away, for sale the same week, which is just, honestly, they're just tone deaf. In fact, no, they just don't care. That's what it is. You know, they just do not care. But that's the FA. Enough about moaning about the FA. We know what they're like. But England versus, well, Andorra versus England, because obviously it's an away game, 7th of June. I mean, I've done a preview video of it, so please go and watch it, because I specifically talk about, you know, who I fancy to win it and stuff like that. We might talk about the Nations League tonight as well, actually, because end of the day, this is an international fan channel as well, so we'll have a look in terms of some of England's competition, could we say, for the World Cup next year. Some really big games on in Europe over this next week or so. Gate 102, I'm not going Barcelona, but going to Nottingham. Me too, mate. Just look, let me know. Let's say hello in Nottingham, mate. It'd be great to have a catch up. Ricky, good evening, mate. Good of you to join us yet again. Hope you've had a good week, pal. Look, England are going to win. England are going to win, aren't they? And ultimately, I think what we want from Tuchel and this England team is a performance. And I'm not saying we didn't get it last time out, but I know we won. What was it? We won handsomely in the end, but it was not everyone was fully happy, were they, with England's start under Tuchel. And you know, people, I'm not saying happy, people were moaning a little bit, weren't they? I mean, we beat Latvia 3-0, that was it, and Albania 2-0. I mean, a 2-0 win against Albania at home it's not inspiring, is it? And arguably neither is a 3-0 at home. But they both put 10 men behind the ball. Literally, you had a lot of, I mean, it was a really weak squad, actually. He's picked quite a strong squad considering who's out or who's playing European finals or who may be going to the Club World Cup. He's put two fingers to the club managers, hasn't he? And said, no, I'm taking my strongest squad. And it's just, it's just an interesting one. That I think people are going to want to see more of a performance. I mean, end of the day, everyone's saying 4-5-0, and you expect it to be, don't you? You really do. The Senegal game, though, is going to be an interesting. It really is going to be an interesting game. I am going to be dropping my preview for that next week, so I'm not going to give my score prediction tonight. But I think it's going to be, you know, Senegal are a good side. Good side. There's a lot of players in there now that will be familiar to England fans, and I'll go over their squad in that preview video, but. Senegal will be a different kettle of fish. It is a friendly, but they'll want to win. You know, they'll want to beat England on the home turf. Ricky Grimshaw, I'm a subscriber to 442, and this week they included a free guide and war chop for the women's Euros. I might pick that up then, mate. I might pick that up. Andrew Joyce, I'd like to see Henderson start, but we know he'll start Pickford. It's coming home. I mean, England, Lionesses played really well, didn't they? 5-0 win against Portugal. I mean, Lionesses do play Spain Tuesday night. A win means we top it. A draw or a loss means we don't. Spain will go through to the Nations League finals. I can't see us beating Spain in Spain, but I couldn't see us beating Spain at home. So, who knows? Who knows? Tom Briscoe, I can just see the start of your chat. Did you see that Tuchel and the England lads are at F1 in Bahrain? I did see that. And I'm thinking, come on, lads, you're not on holiday. I'm too harsh. It's the end of a busy season. I did see that they were there, though. I think already, because, who was it? Andrew Joyce. I think the big conversation is that tonight, isn't it, mate? It's that who is he going to start or who do we want to see? Because the win's in the bag. The win is in the bag, and that is those of you that watch this channel, I try and not be too biased. I mean, I am biased. I'm an England fan, but I try and make reasonable judgments in terms of how England teams are going to do. But there's no metric at all. There's no fan in the world that knows that England aren't winning a week on Saturday. So it's just what do we do? Who do we play? I mean, I called for Ivan Toney to be given a run out. Or Ollie Watkins. Let's try these new strikers. I mean, ultimately, he's going to get to play two new wingers because of who he's picked. Saka's surely coming back in straight away. Palmer's picked up. He's now European trophy. He had a fantastic European final. My lineup for the first game would probably be Pickford, TAA, Konza, Colwill, and Rice and Bellingham. I think the back four. I'd like to see Trent and Lewis Skelly on either side, and then probably similar to that actually, Colwill and Konza in the middle, because there's going to be there's definitely now going to be a need to have established a new back four, particularly a back centre half pairing, because Stones and Maguire are they done? I mean, Stones is joining up with the squad to train, as some of you may have seen on social media and in the press. So maybe Stones not if he can get fit, but that centre back pairing of Maguire and Stones is probably finished, isn't it? If you're looking even another 12 months from now, so we're going to need a new centre back pairing. Have you heard about Chelsea trying to force Delap out of the Under-21 tournament because they want to sign him and play him in the Club World Cup? Proper sucks. That's stupid by FIFA, though. The Club World Cup just needs scrapping. It's a joke. Absolute joke. But Palmer, Saka, Eze, Kane. Yeah, that would be exciting. Worth mentioning that both sides, men and women, are both playing at RCD Stadium in Barcelona. Are they really, Russell? That's passed me by, that. I didn't realise they both were. But that is quite interesting, actually. That is very interesting. So the women at the same stadium Tuesday night, and then the men on the Saturday night. That's quite interesting. I didn't know they were both at the same ground. I mean, but let's briefly hit on that, because ultimately it's, in terms of a competition, it's the most competitive game that's coming up for any England team over this next week, and that is the Lionesses versus Spain. Do we think the Lionesses are going to go to Spain and win? I don't. And I'm not being a real Debbie Downer here, but I can't see it. I mean, good luck to them. I'll be cheering them on, but I just cannot see England going to Spain and winning. If they do, it would be a fantastic result ahead of the Euros. Absolutely fantastic. When was the last time we had two Real Madrid players in the England squad? Yeah, I think that Russell's come straight in there. I just obviously want to raise, just while everyone's here early on, I've got quite a good number online at the minute watching this stream. So if you are going to the Nottingham game, check out one of my my latest short video recently, because it's England Shirt Day, and I'm raising that now because I can see Russell's in the chat. So Russell from the Three Line podcast has launched England Shirt Day. It's the 10th of June. So when England are at home against Senegal at the Nottingham Forest ground, City ground. It's England Shirt Day, and we're basically encouraging everybody to turn up with their England shirt. And that might sound like a ridiculous thing in terms of, well, it's an England game, of course people are going to be in England shirts, but you'll be surprised how many don't come. But essentially, is stick your England shirt. I mean, I don't usually wear an England shirt to an England game, for example. I might wear some merch and stuff, but not really an England shirt. But if you go into the City ground, get your England shirt on, and then have a look at the link in the description of my short video, because all of this is in aid of a charity. So it's for the Bobby Moore Fund for Cancer Research UK. So Russell's raising money for that. England Shirt Day, 10th of June. Let's literally kit the place out as much as what we possibly can with fans in England shirts. So if you go in, get your England shirt on, and if you can, obviously only if you can, please donate something as well. It'd be great. Be greatly appreciated. Really, really worthy cause. So that's that out of the way. Gate 102 podcast. I think Konza and Gate are ahead of both Stones and Maguire at the minute, but I don't believe that the two of them are done. Can definitely see them playing again. Okay, that's fair enough. I just feel like, I mean, how much legs are they going to have in 12 months' time, even if they're both fit? There's no pace between them both, would there? I think we need to... The talent's there. I mean, the thing is like, what annoys me a little bit is we saw Gahey come in and how well he did. And you just feel like our defence... I had this debate the other day. Our defence isn't as bad. It's not as bad as what we think. And we automatically think everyone's got a better defence than us. But defending's died. Defending is not what it was in the late 90s, early noughties and before. Defending is sort of lost its art, and you really look at other teams across Europe and you think none of them are that strong. Some of them have got world-class players, don't get me wrong, but it's not really about the defending now, and defenders aren't really the defenders. Defenders are more like midfielders now. They have more of the ball, they dictate play. I just feel like if we give Colwill, your Konzas, your Gaheys, these opportunities, these players are more than good enough to compete with what's out there at the minute, in my opinion. But... yeah, I feel like sometimes England fans are like, no, defence were crap and we're always struggling about it. But I think there's better defenders there than what we probably give ourselves credit for. 6-0 win over Portugal was impressive, to be fair. I mean, it was, and arguably it could have been more. I mean, what's really frustrating is that piss-poor performance we put in the second leg against Belgium when we battered them at home and then went there and drew with them and we're lucky to... It's just... That's what's cost us, because we could have been, or should have been going to Spain now, and a draw would have been enough for us to top this group because we beat Spain at home. So we've thrown it away potentially ourselves already. But look, good luck to the Lionesses on Tuesday. Let's see what they can do. Cheers, even if you're at home and watching in the pub. Yeah, sorry, yeah. So if you're not going to the ground, just get your England shirt on, donate to the cause. Yeah, please do so, guys. Absolutely. Three Lions podcast, fantastic idea and great for the cause as well. Had to listen to you on the Three Countries radio as well. It spoke very well, mate. I missed that one. Our defence is pretty good. Argentina didn't have world-class defenders and they've won everything. This is what I mean. It's like our defence isn't... I'm not saying it's like amazing, and I'm not saying like there's no worries there. There is worries there, but no one's got a great defence is probably what I'm saying. And our players are probably far better than what we're giving them credit for. Gahey was our best defender by a country mile, and no one would have thought that before the last Euros. So give these players a chance and let's see what they can do. A Colwill, Konza, Gahey, centre-back pairing. It'll be stronger than what we think. Our defence has strengthened, if anything. Konza and Gahey are two of the best in the Prem right now. Charlie, I love it. Love it, Charlie. Bit of optimism there, mate. Absolutely agree. Some people, though, are really strongly saying that defence is shit and it's going to cost us. And I don't know. I don't see it. I think we're, like I said, I think we're a lot stronger than what we think. I want to mark, you'll see on the Sunday rundown this week as well. I just want to give a big thank you. And there might be some new people joining this live stream tonight, new subs or whatever. But I have finally now passed the 2,500 subs. So amazing. Thank you so much. That might not seem a landmark to a lot of people, but it's 25% of the way to 10,000. I never thought I'd even get 50 subs, 10 subs even. So to reach 2,500, it seems like I've been stuck on that 2,300 to 2,500 mark for a long while. But it ticked over to 2,500 and it just feels like one of those key landmarks. And yes, I just thank you everybody for subscribing. And if anyone's new here, welcome to the channel. And if you're not, thank you though for my regulars. It's great. It keeps building and long may it continue to the World Cup. As much as I like Gahey, I still think Stones and Maguire are better, as Gahey did make a few mistakes at Euro 24 despite how good he was. Yeah, I'd agree, but I think the problem is we also know that Stones and Maguire have a mistake in them as well, don't we? I'd play our best attack lineup against Andorra because it is a competitive group, and then play a suitable lineup versus Senegal. The thing is, right, I'm a bit on and on. Like, do we go guns blazing, or do we experiment? Do you play, your Eze's and your Palmers instead of your Sakas and stuff like that? And do you play Tony up front? I'm asking this, right, and genuine question now, and people might think I'm taking the piss here, but could this group go down to goal difference? And I'm saying that because we're all sat, everyone in the world is saying England's won this group already. We just have to turn up. I've said this before, a few months back on this live stream. Serbia away and Albania away ain't going to be rollovers. They're not. We could easily not win either of those games. So this could potentially be it could go down to goal difference. I'm not saying it will. Obviously, I think England are still heavy favourites. But there is that potential, isn't there? I mean, much stranger things have happened in football than England not getting through this group, given how strong Serbia and Albania probably are in terms of a competitive team. You know, they will cause us problems away from home, and it will be a good result for England to go to either of those places and pick up a win. So, you know, do we need to consider that? Missing some of the chat, so I'll just quickly go back. Chalobah and even Byrne have a chance to try and snatch his spot over Gahey before to come back. Yeah, France have upcoming Kanate, Salabah, etc., but everyone else is pretty equal. Gate 102, thank you, mate. I don't think Gahey put a foot wrong at the Euros. I mean, I thought he was brilliant. I think he'll play Byrne for Gahey against Andorra. I think Tuchel really rates him. Thing is, Byrne's not going to... I mean, he would be the last person I would want to see play because he ain't going to be our starting centre-back at the Euros, is it? And he ain't got many games. So I'd be a bit perplexed if he did start Byrne. I mean, Byrne is great as a set-piece player and a target man because we're not that good in the air, particularly when Maguire's not in the squad or anything like that. We've from set pieces, we've certainly, you know, got worse. That's something that has got worse over the past 5 years or whatever. So he is a good target man to bring on, but I wouldn't, he's not going to start surely at the Euros. Senegal have declined to an extent. They might even lose their World Cup place to Congo. I would still expect them to be at least second. Be interesting to see how we get on against Senegal. Quite a tough test. However, I don't think we've ever lost to an African team, so should be fine. Competitive game, non-friendly, I mean. Hey up, JT. Nice of you to join us. I think Gahey got done quite badly against Slovakia, but then again, no one else turned up besides Bellingham that game. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But look, Gahey was our best player at the Euros. I said it at the time, and it's one of those where I'm conscious of the fact that it's not a glamorous choice, and I don't want time to change my opinion on this. But my instinct after the tournament was Gahey was probably by some considerable distance our best player at the Euros. So that's what I'm sticking with. 3 lines, goal difference is a feasible suggestion. Obviously, Serbia haven't played yet either, but you'd like to hope it won't come down to that. No, you would, but I just feel like, it could potentially bite us in the arse playing. I mean, you could argue on the other hand, no matter who we play, they should be coming out and winning comfortably, shouldn't they, against Andorra? 3-4-0, whatever. But everyone's got to calm down. We are not through this group yet. Serbia away. I think if we get a result in Serbia away from home, I think it is done. Because I don't think Serbia will beat Albania in both games. So I think if we beat Serbia away from home or Albania away from home, I think it's done. But it's just a possibility that it could happen. I just feel like we're getting ahead of ourselves saying that England are automatically at this World Cup. I think we'll win the group, but Serbia were a tough test last year and might even be harder this year. Albania away will be hard, I think. That's what I mean. It's just like everyone's got to... Yeah, we've got to give ourselves time. Andorra's 4th game is Serbia away. I mean, the problem is I think every fan going to want to watch that. I mean, are they allowing fans in for that? Because we all know what happened last time. I've not actually had a look. I think they are still allowing fans in for that match. I could be wrong there. But the likelihood is that the match won't end if they're both, if they're allowed to... if fans are allowed to attend the Serbia and Albania games, the likelihood is the match may not actually finish again. I'd take a point in Serbia, says Andrew Joyce. Yeah, I would, mate. I would. And don't get me wrong, I would be disappointed with that because ultimately, let's be real, we would be looking at this from a Tuchel perspective, and Serbia away, you could say that's his one test this year, and if we go there and draw, it doesn't set us up going forward, does it? It's the one difficult or slightly tricky game that Tuchel's got to manage this year. So it would be disappointing. Even though it would be a good result, it would still be a disappointing result. Hi Gary, Spain women versus England Tuesday. Score prediction, please. I think they beat us 3-0. Possibly, mate. I think they could thump us. Our defence this year looks like it will look balanced and solid, just like the last 2 games. Yeah, I agree, mate. I think our defence is strong. Albania and Serbia have only 1 million ticket applications. I can't believe they're letting fans in. I genuinely can't believe they're letting fans in, especially as the away game now is being away from Belgrade. Yeah, I can't believe they're letting fans in for that game. I mean, realistically, like other games, some of the other games in UEFA and around the world, it probably shouldn't be going ahead, really, should it? But great for the neutral, potentially. No, that's unrealistic, Gary. Got to expect England to smash every team they play. Teams like Spain have never gone away to places like Scotland and got turned over. In fact, you say that, Scotland did beat Spain. Scotland did beat Spain not too long ago, mate. So I hear you in terms of... No, don't get me wrong, England are heavy favourites, but Serbia away is a tricky game, but Scotland did beat Spain at home. Just an FYI. Like, quite recently as well. Like, over the past 3-4 years, I think. What will you do if England don't qualify for the World Cup? It won't happen. I can't answer something that won't happen. I mean, I'm trying to think what I did when we didn't qualify for the Euros, and I think I've just blanked it permanently from my mind. The other part of taking Andorra away seriously is because it's our only competitive game this month. Yeah, but I mean, competitive is used with the loosest of terms there, isn't it? I mean, what are they, part-time plumbers? Konza is world class. He's proven in the Champions League. I think he's our best defender. Yeah, fair point. Yeah, I know. Was referencing our fans being arrogant. All right, I can with you. England did beat France away in the Nations League Euro 2025 qualifiers. Yeah, hoping the World Cup we won't face Germany. I mean, look, when we get to the tournament, in the World Cup, I don't care. You know, bring them all on. Bring them all on. Because we've got to beat them all. It's just... All I'm saying is that worse things have happened. We've all witnessed England fail to qualify for a tournament. Not some of us may necessarily never have seen England fail to qualify for a World Cup, depending on how old you are. But most of us will have seen England fail to qualify for the Euro time. And you just never know in football. And it wouldn't be the most outrageous thing ever in terms of, you know, upsets if England... you know, finish level on points with Serbia, for example, or dare I say, because Serbia are a good side. Serbia are good. That's all I'm saying. And Serbia away is going to be a bit of a banana skin. France are my biggest fear. Giroud, Mbappe, Dembele is frightening. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, right. So this brings us actually quite nicely on, doesn't it, to the Nations League? And I have done a prediction video for the Nations League because I'm finding the Nations League quite an interesting tournament, and I will be watching the game. So you've got Germany, Portugal, and France versus Spain, which are two great games. I mean, let's be real. And you know, I was looking at the Champions League final, and PSG was stacked with Portuguese players in the centre mid, and Germany are stacked with talent. And make no mistake, you know, England are stacked, but everybody's stacked. Like, all of a sudden, there's players coming out of the woodwork everywhere. And ultimately, it's going to be the best team. You know, not the best collection of players, because everyone's got so much talent now. But this Nations League is going to be a real good indicator. It really will. I mean, go and have a look at my preview video of it and see who I've predicted to win the Nations League. But this brings me, yeah, these are going to be interesting games. 12 months out from the World Cup. I think the Germany-Portugal one arguably may be a little bit more interesting, but I think you run the risk sometimes with France and Spain cancelling each other out. But for many people, France and Spain will be in their top two, potentially, to win the World Cup next year. So this could easily be a World Cup final match. I think it's going to be a great watch. Deschamps is what Southgate was made out to be criminal. What he has done with that, but at least he won a World Cup, I suppose. Yeah, not exactly. Speaking of World Cup, are you watching the Club World Cup? American, Asian teams don't stand a chance. I'm not going to watch it. Genuinely, I'm not going to watch it. I'm not. I ain't got time. I mean, who cares, genuinely? I mean, some of you guys might, to be fair, but they're playing at a time when they should either be resting or concentrating on building up for international games. You're going to have, by the sounds of it, under 21 players that are getting dragged out there to play that instead. Come on. It's really, really frustrating. It is, mate. Feel it. Club World Cup is exactly, mate. It just feels like now. I mean, it's for the work. It's for the fanboys in it, in Asia and America and all that lot, where they're not really bothered about the football. They're just bothered about seeing an individual star. Let's be honest. I mean, I can't believe it is actually a thing where football fans or there's fans across the world that really they're not bothered about the team. They're fans of a player more than anything, which is weird. Tom Biscoe, I've got a good feeling about Tuchel. I'm okay if we don't win the World Cup, so long as we're some of our parts and one of the best teams in the tournament, the least we should expect, surely. I want him to win it, mate. Whilst I like the Nations League on the back of a busy season, there will be players from the Champions League last night in it. Bruno from United will be with Portugal, who has just been across the other side of the world. I know, mate. But that's club's fault, though, as well, isn't it? Although I will still be devastated if we don't win. I'll be absolutely gutted, mate. I mean, at the end of the day, just the fit. You know, we're either winning it or at one point in the next 12 months, we're going to have to experience a night when England get knocked out of a World Cup, which is just sickening. FIFA's greed has ruined the under-21s. UEFA should pull away from FIFA. They need us more than we need them. I agree. I'm watching it too, although I do agree players should rest. England to win the World Cup is now or never, says Bagani. I mean, it feels like it, but you look at everyone else and you think, everyone's stacked. Right, so let's just... Tuesday night. Should we do a live stream? Should we do a watch-along Tuesday night? Everyone give me your thoughts. It is a Lionesses, and I know traction on the Lionesses game is sometimes a bit hit and miss. I'm up for doing it Tuesday night. We could do a watch-along. Kurt, welcome, mate. The fact that Miami, who Messi plays for, sums up the whole tournament, all about the names, not in the... Yeah, exactly, mate. Exactly. So Tuesday night, I'll put a poll out after this. I'll put a poll out after this on my community page, and if plenty of people want me to do it, I'll do a live stream Tuesday night. We've then got Andorra versus England. Now, I am not in Barcelona, so let's do a second live stream. And it's quite a nice kickoff, actually, 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock, Tuesday, Saturday, Andorra versus England. I'll be live streaming it. Let's live stream it. So if you can join me then. And then look, we're back to back, guys. It's great. The following Tuesday, the 10th, England versus Senegal. I won't be live streaming because I'll be at the game. However, on the 12th, which is the Thursday, it's England's opening game of the Under-21 tournament against the Czech Republic. I will be live streaming that, so please join me if you can. What I'll do is I'll do something on Photoshop and put something out on my community page so you can see which games I'll be live streaming, which ones I won't be. Now, the second Under-21 game, which is on Father's Day, 15th, I am at a wedding that day. I don't know, because it's it's a Sunday wedding, which is great. I don't think I'll be back, so I don't think I'll be live streaming that one, unfortunately. However, on Wednesday the 18th, which is England, which is the big one, let's be honest, England versus Germany. Well, it could be the big one. We could be out by then, couldn't we? But England versus Germany, Wednesday the 18th, I'll be live streaming that one as well. Then I'm off for a week. So if England get through, which I'm assuming, let's say they do, I'm assuming England then will play another Under-21 game either later that week or the following week, and I won't be able to do, but I may be able to do the following game after that. So I'll put some stuff out. We can't speculate anyway because who knows what's going off. But then after that, the Women's Euros starts, and I'll be live streaming them as well. So I'll get something out. Get something out on the community page, but a few live streams coming up if people want them. Do you think Trent is stupid for choosing to go to Madrid? No, absolutely not. He's done everything. He's done everything at Liverpool. Why not? Why not go experience a different culture, different way of life, different thing? I don't blame him at all. I really don't. I'll be watching Dear England at the Lowry on Tuesday, but otherwise I would be watching. Let me know what that's like. I should go and see that, really. I've known a few people who's gone to watch it now. I probably should go and see that. I probably would have gone to Barcelona if my dad's birthday wasn't the day after the Andorra game. I've never been so excited for the Under-21 tournament ever. So pleased that all England games are all being televised. I mean, they usually are for the Under-21s, but yeah, it should be a good... I mean, just there's a potential it could absolutely... We could be out by... in a week. When you're at the wedding, ask if anyone can think of a reason for them not to get married. You need to speak up and explain yes because of the 21 Euros. At least it's not the Germany game. In 2 weeks, on Saturday, the Euros will be a year ago. Time flies, mate. Time flies. But there's so many cool stuff coming up. I mean, yeah. I'll stream the Andorra away game. I'll stream not stream the game, but do a watch along. Do a watch along for the Andorra game. Channel will get cancelled if I stream the game. I'll do a watch along for the under 21 games. Apart from that one on the Sunday, and then I'll stream the women's Euros after that, which would be great. So yeah, plenty to come up. A few more videos to come out as well. Right, I mean, the England squad. Let's have a chat about the England squad. In fact, I haven't got this ready to show, so let me... Have I still got it up? Oh, I bet I've deleted it, actually. Bear with me, guys. Let's have a look at the England squad, shall we? Where is it? I've got like 3 England squads here. Need to make sure I'm putting the right one up. Right, and it's neither one of those, so that's really frustrating. I've got the under 21 ones. Bear with me. Let's load that back up. Where are you? I might not be able to find this. If I can't find it, we can go off memory. Oh, I can get it on my phone. Where the hell is that now? I can't find it. Right. Let me do it on my phone instead. Let me load up the chat. I'm thinking of making an anniversary self-documentary about my experience in Berlin of the day of the Euro 2024. Go for it. I'd like to see Cole Palmer start. He was sensational against Betis. I'd like to see Cole Palmer start. I'd like to see Ivan Toney start, to be honest with you, as well. And I would just like to see that. I think it would be really exciting. Right, let's get this England squad up. Yeah, I mean, so Henderson, Pickford, Trafford, Arnold, Byrne, Chalobah. I mean, Chalobah I thought that was a surprise call, but he played really well, didn't he, in the European final? Sorry, just adjusting my chair. And maybe he's one who's been slipping others by. Reece James, obviously. I think will he start? Will Reece James start? I think it's a tough choice now in that left back position. Bellingham, Gallagher. I'd like to see Gallagher have a run out as well. Let's see what he can do. Let me email me this through, and then I'll get the squad graphic up on the channel, on the live stream. Reece James will start and then come off injured after 10 minutes. Well, I bloody hope not, because it feels like we've finally got him fit. But, I mean, he's staying fit, isn't he, for now? I feel like touching bloody wood or something, but he is staying fit for now. We just need him to stay fit. Is Trafford the third best? If not, then who? I mean, do we want to see another keeper come in? I mean, there's going to be nothing for them to do. I mean, it is literally just earning a cap. There'll be nothing for them to do at all against Andorra. I mean, if there is, something's gone seriously wrong. So, yeah, I mean, do we want to Do we want to see one of those come in? Is it a case of let's just stick with what we know? I don't know. I know people question why Tuchel was picking a player from Saudi, but in the Qatar World Cup, Kante was one of the best players in the tournament, and he was playing. I forgot he was playing in Saudi at the time. I mean, at the end of the day, look, he's not like he's not like one of those players who's gone to Saudi Arabia at the end of his career. He's gone for the money, and ultimately he's a good player. You know, he's a very, very good player, and he's scoring goals. Yes, it's not the strongest. It's not the strongest league or anything like that, but he's a good player, isn't he? He's a really good player, and he offers something different. He offers that aerial threat again, which I think people are forgetting about. So here's the squad. Managed to get it up. There we go. So Henderson, Pickford, Trafford. I mean, yeah, I think he's just going to play Pickford. Do you? I think he'll just play Pickford as he's been doing. I can't see him doing anything other than that, really. Where's the studio gone? There we go. I mean, Bellingham was a really odd call-up because all I'd heard all bloody week is that he's injured and he's due to have an op. Yet here he is, and I just think, right, is he fit? Is he injured? Is he fit? Which one is it? Why has he been picked? Is it only the first place team that has automatic qualification or the top two? First place, mate. First place, that's it. That's why Italy have cocked it up for the past 8 years. And then you do go into a playoff if you finish second, but no one wants to be there, do they? Hopefully the Sunderland keeper does well next season. Then we've got another option. I mean, Pickford's still the number one. I think Pickford's still comfortably the number one. So I don't think it's a major problem. There is a lack of confidence, isn't there? If Pickford's injured, who comes in and who starts? I think then I go back to probably a message I was having at the start of this about the goalkeeper and the defence, and I am worried then about the defence. If Pickford's injured, I am worried because he's so much better on his feet than anybody else. So much better with his feet than all these keepers put together. And I think it's vital in modern football and also vital for the way England have played, or certainly under Gareth Southgate anyway. Because Pickford's distribution can't be underestimated. It really can't. Great to see Gallagher back in 100%, mate. The Catalan club I support, they have a bond with my local club. Have just got promoted? Oh, well, great stuff, mate. Did everybody see the on today with the non-league final? Got the fourth, 50,000 fans there. Unbelievable. English football is just next level. Henderson has the best penalty saves percentage than any other English keeper. No, we absolutely don't want to play off. Only takes a dodgy penalty in that. Exactly, mate. So it is only the top teams that go. And this is what I mean. It's not. England should top this group, but Serbia away. If Serbia could easily win the other games and come to Old Trafford, come to Wembley and nick a result. I mean, look who's went to Wembley last year and nicked a result. So, look, us topping this group is not a formality. We need to be careful. If we win it, if we get a result in Serbia, we've done it. But it's not over yet. The toughest test is still to come. If Bellingham is not fit enough, then I would have Jones and Rice in midfield. I mean, I hear a lot of people moan about Jones a little bit, and he's not young, is he? I mean, he is young, obviously. He is young, but he feels like there's players much younger than him who've really stamped the name on the game and sort of cemented their place and style and quality, much earlier than Jones has. When you're getting into your early 20s now, you're getting stars come through at 60. I mean, look at Saka and Lamine Yamal and the lad last night in the Champions League, and it's like Jones has been around a while. Phil Foden, another one, a teenager. Jones feels like he's been around or seems to always been on the edge for a long time, but can't seem to ever really cement himself. And I do worry: is Jones a squad player? Is he ever going to really develop into that proper true talent? Serbia away is going to be a proper game. Cannot wait. I can't wait because it's going to be something actually to be excited about. Not sure about Burnley. He had a good game in Carabao Cup final, but that's about it. I wouldn't take Burn on the play. I wouldn't. I'd take Branthwaite above above Dan Burn. I wouldn't take Burn to the Euros, to the World Cup, next year. I wouldn't take him. I think Angel Gomez is unlucky. He did really well in those games. Well, I think I put this in my reaction video to this squad, is that Gomez seems well out. He's well out of it now since Tuchel's come in, because these are squads as well. If you look back in the last squad when Henderson was picked and we were really light and shy in central midfield and Gomez still wasn't picked, Gomez has just fell off a cliff in terms of Tuchel picking him. He's probably, if you're looking at this, and he's probably 5, 6, 7 places down the pecking order. When I wanted to the National League playoff final in 2015, the attendance was a record 47,000. Yeah, English football's class, mate. Gomez needs to move and play more. Yeah, potentially. Evening, Josh. Nice of you to join us, mate. Hope you've had a good week. Burn gives me the same feeling as Dunk. Don't know why. Yeah, no, 100%. 100%. It's because they're just a big lump, an old school centre half. Burn and Dunk are literally cut from the same cloth. 100%. Maybe Bellingham missing the Serbia game. The atmosphere will be electric. There's racism problems in Eastern Europe. Bellingham will miss it, won't he? It's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a very, very tough game, and it's going to be one that we just need to be careful of. We ain't topping this group till we've topped it. Bellingham probably would have been sent off. I've said this before. Is Bellingham a concern? Is his hot head a concern, or is it what you need? He's a class player. He is class. But he does worry me. And he seems to be getting worse. His anger seems to be getting far worse. By next year, is it a duo? Is it the Bellingham brothers in the central midfield? Who knows? Football, 12 months is a bloody long time in football. Go back 12 months ago, and there's probably a lot of players we're talking about now that wouldn't have even got a look in. Wouldn't even known about. Lewis Skelly, probably one of them, and now almost he's my starting left back. So a lot can change in 12 months. Madueke, I like Madueke. I'm glad he's come back in, because I think he'd done really well under Lee Carsley. So I'm glad he's come back in, and he's going to give a chance, to see what Tuchel's going to see what he's like. Rodgers 100% deserves his call up. There's a lot of options there, isn't there? Particularly when you think, actually, the Fodens, the Grealishes, these players that had to be picked, these players who had to be in squads 18, 24 months ago, they're not in there, and everyone's just like, yeah, fine, they're not in there. We've just got more players. But that's how stacked England are. That is how stacked England are. Maskless, Henderson's England's number one. You think so? I think Pickford's by far England's best keeper, but I get it. Jude's got that arrogance about him, but in a positive way. I think it only makes him play better. I think Bowen is very unlucky. Yeah, I think Bowen was called out. Bowen was unlucky not to be picked. But you're looking at that squad and you think, who would you bring him in for? Really? Who would you bring him in for? Maybe a Henderson? Has he picked too many centre mids there? I didn't notice Madueke. Yeah, I'm glad he's been brought back in, because he had been left out previously, and I did think, is he going to be one of those players that suffers from the changeover from Carsley to Tuchel? But I'm really glad he's kept his place. Bellingham wouldn't be the player he is if he wasn't a bit feisty. The makeup of a player isn't purely technical. The mentality is a huge part of it. Gaza was arrogant, and that's part of what made him. Yeah, it's also part of what ruined him a little bit, though, wasn't it? But I just think, from what I've seen of him so far, well, this year, he seems to have got worse. He seems to be quite an angry young man. And you feel like certain shithouses, and particularly South American teams, because I think they play I hate the way South American football plays football. They're just cheating and stealing. Anything to win, really. They'd rob their own grandmother. But I just feel like Bellingham's a player that could easily be wound up from certain teams, and it does worry me. 100% worries me. What would my lineup be for both games? I would chuck another goalkeeper in, and it's not really about them. It's just possibly about them playing, getting an England cap under the wings. I'd play Trafford in a senior game. I would. Henderson's had a go. I'd play Trafford in a senior game. I would play a strong back four though, because get them to play together no matter who they are. So I'd play. I think between James and Lewis Skelly is the biggest problem I've got. I'd play probably Arnold, Colwill, Konza and Lewis Skelly. Then in midfield, I would play Gallagher, Bellingham and Rice. And then up front, I would play Saka. Do I go strong? I'd go Saka, Watkins, Madueke, or Gordon. I'd go for them three. I think like Bellingham, a bit of an emotional player, but still really good though. Yeah, 100%. Uruguay have fun winding up Bellingham. I mean, look at how Colombia was against us, but then you look at like Argentina, but mate, the South Americans, they're animals, mate, and I mean that in the nice. Well, I don't mean it in the nicest way. I mean it in a genuine. This is how they play football. They will literally do anything to win the game. Cheating is just they're not bothered. They're not bothered, and they will do everything to win a game. And I just feel like he'd get on the wrong end of it. Yeah, Kurt, I'm with you. 100% with you. The South Americans with Bellingham, I think, is something definitely to watch out for. I genuinely can't stand it, South American football. I cannot stand it. I think it's played. The way it's played is everything against the way I think the English game was traditionally played. I think it's so wrong. I think Eze deserves to start on the left, being one of our best players second half of the season. Yeah, I think Gordon though has had such a good season. Maybe I would play Saka, Watkins, and it would be probably between Gordon and Eze, not Madueke. But yeah, I think Gordon's had a good season though. Arguably a better season than Eze. I don't know. Cheating is part of their culture. They almost admire it. Yeah, well, you do think that, mate. They are. I just can't stand him. I dread it. I genuinely dread England playing a South American team because you know it's just going to be shithouses for an hour and a half. Honestly, it winds me up so much chronic. It makes it all the more beautiful when we win, though. But I just can't stand the way they play football. Do I think Eze is good enough for... Yeah, absolutely, mate. I mean, there's far worse players than Eze playing in the Champions League, isn't there? 100%. I mean, will he move? Do we think he'll move? I think he's definitely good enough for the Champions League. It'd be interesting to see what he does in a better team, if he does move. I just look, Eze's great. I just don't. He's not the world beater yet. I don't think the consistency. I think still a little bit of an issue. He's certainly got the legs. I love his attitude. I mean the story. He's a player who's had to come through the hard way, and I think that makes him more humble. I think it makes him more understanding of what it means to wear the England shirt. I like everything about. In fact, as an individual. From what I've seen of him and what I've heard of him, that VT that the BBC or ITV did before the last game, he's a great character. He's fantastic. As an individual, he's probably one of my favourite England players. He's not world class, is he? There's a lot of competition in his place, but he does offer something quite unique. Colombia were an absolute disgrace against us in 2018. I couldn't have lived with it if they'd have beaten us in that shoot. I know, mate, but that's standard. That is just normal South American football. Let Eze have a season experience in the UEFA Cup, then move to a Champions League side. Problem is that his age really isn't on his side, though, is it? Really? I mean, I'm not saying he's old, but you know, is he 27, 26? Because he did come through a bit later, didn't he? He's not really on his side, so. No, he's 26. So, you know, is he still going to be beating players in his 30s? That only gives him 3-4 years. What's happened to Jack Grealish is shocking. We need him to move on because I'd have him in the England World Cup squad. He doesn't do enough, does he? He just doesn't do enough. He just does, and Foden doesn't. I think those two have got a long way back. Colombia are nothing in that World Cup without their goal. Without their goat, James Rodriguez. Yeah, I mean, we were better than them over that game. Absolutely. But beef bully Colombian girls are cool, though. It's not about the women. It's about the trophy, lads. Come on, eyes on the prize. But yeah, honestly, I just can't stand playing South American teams. And I go back to Bellingham. He would be wound up something chronic. He really would. He really, really would. Um, I mean, what's everyone else thinking? I mean, Gibbs White, does he? I'd like to see Gallagher. I'd like to see Gallagher. Let's see what he can do because I tell you what, he might end up being that centre mid actually with Gallagher in the middle because he's legs, isn't he? He is literally just a pair of legs, and I mean that in the nicest way in terms of he runs his arse off. So if you've got to play right, Gallagher, just sit back, mate. Sit back and be a pain in the arse to anyone who comes past that halfway line. Let him mop everything up, and I think he can do a really good job at doing that. Bellingham, Rice, do your stuff further forward. That could be a nice trio because Gallagher's grown. Gallagher has grown in these past 12 months. And I think I'd love to see him play. I'd love to see him play. It feels like it's a long time since he's had a proper run out. But that could be a nice balance. That could really be a nice balance because he's full of legs. That could be a good one. I mean, again, it's such a thing, isn't it? Because it's like I don't like to say. I never like to say this when England's on because obviously every game matters. But I also think it doesn't really matter who we play, does it? I think we need to be aware of Andorra parking the bus. Yeah, absolutely, and that's the problem, mate. You're absolutely right. So maybe it's legs, isn't it? So maybe a Watkins is your Watkins, Eze's and Madueke's, for the legs. Maybe that is something to look at, or is it? Or is it not? Because obviously pace isn't really going to get him behind, is it? Patience needed. Don't get frustrated if we haven't scored after 15 minutes. Yeah, I know, mate. I can already see it now. I like England fan group chat saying, look, it's understandable they're parking 10 men behind the bus, and then my regular friends chat, this is shit, boring, I'd rather watch paint dry, turn it over. I'm just like, yeah, but no other game would you watch where a team literally puts 10 men behind the ball. Pace then possibly isn't going to matter, is it? Pace isn't going to matter. So do you just go with Tony and Kane, target man, one of those two? Do you get Lewis Dunk on for set pieces? Dan Burn. Lewis Dunk's in my head now. Do you get Dan Burn on for set pieces? Because his pace ain't going to be an issue, really, is it? Because we're not going to get him behind. On the topic of South American and England, my hot take is that Pickford is... I need it to scroll down before I can read the rest of that. But I don't know. I just feel like it's one of those games where we're not going to learn a huge amount, are we? If anything. But yeah, it's one of those. My hot take is that Pickford is equal to Martinez on penalty saving. Look, Pickford, you can't moan at Pickford and penalty saving. He's done a cracking job. Even the ones we lost, he's done a fantastic job. No complaints with Jordan Pickford in net for penalties at all. So, those of you that are joining, I'm just going to use this opportunity to give it another shout out, and that's on Tuesday the 10th of June, England versus Senegal at the City Ground. If you're going to the City Ground, or even if you're not, check out my latest short video because Russell from the Three Lions podcast is launching England Shirt Day in aid of the Bobby Moore Fund for Cancer Research UK. The idea is that we get as many England fans on that day in your favourite England shirt. So whatever your favourite shirt is, stick it on that day. Get it on social media with the hashtag England Shirt Day. If you're at the ground, wear it to the ground. Take some photos. Come and find us. Have a look at my short. There's a link there in the description to a GoFundMe, not GoFundMe, to a fundraising campaign for the Bobby Moore Fund for Cancer Research UK. So just anyone who's new into the chat, just a shout out for that day, 10th of June. Get your England shirts on and tag me, tag Russell in it, and let's get as many England fans as we can on that day wearing the favourite shirts. But there's some good ones to look forward to. Pickford could play for a top four. I think Pickford's class. Yeah, 100% he could. Part of the problem England had was that we were too naive against teams with the mentality of Colombia. We needed to start going down a bit easier and making a meal out of fouls like they do. Nottingham could be a good meet-up for those in here. I mean, Three Lions podcast, Russell, I don't know if something for us to think about. Do you put for the England shirt day? Do we put a time and a meet place, just so as many people can get together and maybe an opportunity for a quick photo with everyone, all wearing the England shirts to get an hashtag out and stuff? Could be an idea. Nice little bar, literally right next to the ground. I went there for the under-21 games actually a few months back. But yeah, if you go into the game, get your England shirt out. I mean, even if you're not, if you're staying at home, let's make it an England shirt day. Let's all wear those shirts of pride. Because like I said, not many people wear their England shirt on a match day. You'll be surprised how few do actually at the ground. A lot of young people do, but not so many older. Like I said, I certainly don't usually wear my England shirt, but I will be doing that day. So yeah, get your shirt on and donate if you can. Only if you can, of course, to a worthy cause. England should at least play against Andorra like they did against Iran in the previous World Cup. I mean, the problem is Iran were just clueless. They came at us. Absolutely clueless. Yeah, sounds good. I'm hearing that county ground across the river is a good large outdoor bar area. Yeah, it does, mate. There's quite a... I don't know how well you know Nottingham, Russell. There's quite a few places, mate. Just along the river, full stop. There's loads of places within walking distance. Stockports. I'll be at home wearing my Columbia shirt. Don't do that, Kurt. Don't stick your Columbia shirt on. We've just been saying how much we dislike them. I mean, the Senegal game. So next week I'll be dropping, early next week I'll be dropping my preview video for the England-Senegal game. I'm going to have a good think about that one because I was really impressed with their squad that they announced, actually, for this up-and-coming international break. They're more stacked than what I thought. And even though England played really well and beat them comfortably last time, but we were playing arguably our best football in a long time. And I do think Senegal might be, again, a tougher game than what we're probably considering. And Iran are far better than Andorra. Yeah, well, they are far better than Andorra. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the Andorra game's a win, isn't it? But hopefully it's a sunny day as well. I'm all clued up now. Check Tuesday's pod out. Will do, mate. Yeah, will do. Right, we are coming up to the hour mark. It's slightly gone 8:30. I know I usually do stream till 8:30, but it's coming up to the hour mark, and I've got plenty of content coming next week, guys. I think we'll look at leaving it there for tonight. I hope you all had a good week, whatever you've got planned at school, work, whatever you're doing. And it's England week, international week, so come on, England, come on the Lionesses Tuesday night, come on the under-21s. It's all happening. It seems like this month is quite a sweet month now, isn't it? And I've got an holiday chucked in at the end of it. Andorra will be fun. Congrats to Oldham. Andorra is a goal harvest. Bring on the games. Absolutely, says Solomon. Thanks, Gary. See you next week. Cheers. Yeah, no, look, hope you all have a great week. Stay, if you're new to the channel, subscribe so you can keep an eye on when I'm doing these live streams. But I'll see you twice in the week and do the Sunday live stream as well. So plenty to come next week. So there'll be a video, a few shorts, and 3 live streams potentially next week. So yeah, it's gonna be class. So have a great week, and I will see you all throughout the week. And I will see you all on my next video. Thank you all so much, everybody. Have a good evening.